Now let's talk presentation. While you know how to present yourself, your background is a whole other story. Being aware of your physical background is quite. With the rapid changes in the working environment, there is an urgent need to develop new skills to be able to succeed at work. Let's talk about online meetings. Although there aren't many changes in your introduction in online meetings, but just a few simple things that you must keep in mind. Let's look at the difference between online versus in-person introductions. While the core elements of an introduction remain similar, there are some nuances to consider when introducing yourself in online versus in-person meetings. Let's look at online meetings first. The first thing to ensure in online meetings is to be clear and audible. Since participants can't see your body language as clearly, clarity of speech becomes even more important. Ensure that you speak clearly and at a moderate pace, allowing others to understand you without visual cues. The next thing is to introduce yourself first. In online meetings, it's common for the host to facilitate introductions. Be prepared to introduce yourself when prompted by the host and avoid interrupting others during their introductions. The next thing to remember is to utilize visual aid. If the platform allows, consider sharing your screen briefly to display a slide with your name, title, and perhaps a brief description of your role or expertise. This can help reinforce your introduction visually. Also, it's important to be mindful of time. Online meetings can often have tighter schedules due to potential technical issues, as also participants joining from different time zones. It's important to keep your introduction concise and short and respect everyone's time. And lastly, engage with the camera. Make eye contact with the camera when introducing yourself to create a sense of connection with the other participants. This helps compensate for the lack of direct eye contact in online settings. Well, that was for online meetings, but what about in-person meetings? Now, one of the first things to remember for in-person meetings is to use body language. In face-to-face meetings, body language plays a significant role in communication. So make sure that you use gestures, facial expressions, and posture to convey confidence and engagement during your introduction. It's also a great idea to take cues from the room in an in-person meeting. What I mean to say is, gauge the atmosphere of the room and adjust your tone and level of formality accordingly. So for instance, if it's a casual gathering, you might want to adopt a slightly relaxed approach as compared to a formal business meeting. The next thing I want to tell you is to allow for interaction in an in-person meeting. So in face-to-face meetings, there is often more opportunity for spontaneous interaction. So you must be prepared for any potential follow-up questions or comments after your introduction and engage with others in the room to foster a sense of connection with them. It's also important to be fully present. Avoid distractions and give your full attention to the meeting room and to the people around you. Demonstrate active listening by nodding, making appropriate verbal acknowledgements, and responding thoughtfully to others' introductions. And lastly, also remember to establish rapport. Use the opportunity of face-to-face meetings to establish rapport with your colleagues or clients. Smile, make genuine connections, and show interest in others' introductions to create a positive atmosphere in the room. Well, now that we clearly understand the difference between online and face-to-face interactions, let's discuss some key points to remember when introducing yourself in online meetings. First things first, be clear and concise. State your name, position, and perhaps your role or area of expertise within the organization. Also, keep it brief. Avoid delving into excessive detail about your background unless it's directly relevant to the purpose of the meeting. And make sure to be engaging. Add a touch of enthusiasm to your introduction to set a positive tone for the rest of the meeting. And I also want you to focus on speaking clearly and slowly. Ensure everybody in the room can understand you, especially if there are participants from diverse linguistic backgrounds. It's important to maintain professionalism at all times. So my advice to you is this: even in a casual setting, maintain a professional demeanor to set a good example for others. You can also consider including a fun fact. So depending on the company culture and the nature of the meeting, you can always consider including a fun fact or a brief light-hearted anecdote about yourself to break the ice. Apart from all this, it's also important to acknowledge the audience. So you must make it a point to show appreciation for everyone's attendance and also express your eagerness to collaborate. And you know what they say, right? Practice makes you perfect. So in case you're new to online meetings and public speaking, it's always a good idea to practice your introduction beforehand so that you can boost your confidence and delivery. And here's another important thing for you to consider. Adapt yourself to the meeting context. So you must tailor your introduction according to the meeting agenda and the audience and adjust your tone and level of formality accordingly to match the environment that you're in. And lastly, end your introduction on a positive note. It's a great idea to conclude your introduction with a forward-looking statement, expressing your enthusiasm for the meeting, as also the opportunity to collaborate with everyone present. Let me give you a simple yet professional way of introducing yourself in online meetings. Good morning, everyone, or even good afternoon or good evening, depending on the time that the meeting is taking place. I am. Mention your name here, and I. Mention your job role or job title, if applicable, over here. I've been with. Mention the name of the company, organization, or institution that you're talking about. For. Of course, the length of time that you've been associated with the said organization comes here. Primarily focusing on. Talk about your primary responsibilities or areas of expertise at the said organization. I look forward to meeting and collaborating with everyone. I think now would be a good time to discuss a few more examples tailored to different contexts. Let's first discuss the formal business meeting context. In a formal business meeting, you can introduce yourself in the following manner. Good morning, everyone. I am. Insert your name here. And I. Mention your position or title here. At. Mention the name of the company or organization that you've been working with. I've been with the company for. Mention the length of time that you've been working with the organization. Primarily focusing on. Briefly mention your primary areas of responsibility. I am eager and excited to be here and look forward to contributing to our discussion on. Mention the meeting topic here. We've all been a part of virtual team meetings every now and then. So here's how you could introduce yourself in one. Good morning, everyone. It's great to see everybody here today. I am. Mention your name here. The. Talk about your role or position here. On the. Mention the name of your team or project that you've been working on. I've been with the team for. Mention the length of time that you've been associated with the team here. Primarily working on. Briefly mention your key projects or areas of focus. I'm delighted to be here and looking forward to our updates from all of us. Now I'm sure you've attended an online networking event at some point of time. So let me give you an example of how to introduce yourself there. Hello everyone, I am. Insert your name here. And I work as. Insert your position or role here. In. Talk about your industry or field here. I'm passionate about. Briefly mention your areas of interest or specialities. And I'm excited to connect with fellow professionals here. Looking forward to some engaging conversations. Since webinars or virtual conferences are fairly common these days, let me give you an example for that as well. Hello everyone, I am. Insert your name here. Your host or moderator for this session. I have. Mention the number of years of experience you have in. Mention the name of your field or industry or area of expertise here. We have an exciting lineup of speakers and I'm thrilled to kick things off. Let's make this session informative and interactive. You may have also attended online training sessions every now and then. Here's how you could introduce yourself in one. Good morning everyone and welcome to today's workshop. My name is. Insert your name here. And I'll be your facilitator for this workshop. I've been. Include the relevant experience or qualifications that you have here. In today's training session, we'll talk about. Briefly describe the training topic or agenda here. I encourage you to participate actively and ask questions throughout the session. Let's get started. These examples aim to provide a balance of professionalism, clarity, and engagement suitable for various online meeting scenarios. Body language plays a crucial role in all interactions, especially introductions. In online settings, body language becomes even more important since participants are not in the same physical space. Here are some tips for maintaining effective body language during online introductions. The first and foremost thing is to maintain eye contact. Look directly into the camera to simulate eye contact with other participants. This helps boost confidence and engagement. Avoid looking at your own video feed or elsewhere on your screen. And the next most important thing is posture. Maintain good posture throughout the introduction. Sit up straight with your shoulders relaxed. Avoid slouching or leaning too far back as this can appear unprofessional. Facial expressions are as important in online settings as they are in offline ones. Smile appropriately whenever needed, especially when introducing yourself or acknowledging others' introductions. Facial expressions help convey warmth and approachability, thus fostering a positive environment. Another thing to be mindful of is to use natural gestures. Just like in face-to-face meetings, use natural gestures to emphasize your speech or to highlight any key points. However, be mindful of using exaggerated gestures or movements as they can be distracting on camera. And speaking of distractions, it's equally important to avoid fidgeting. Minimize unnecessary movements like tapping your fingers or playing with objects on your desk. Not only are these distracting, but they may convey nervousness or lack of focus to your audience. And just to add to that, it's a great idea to use hand gestures sparingly. While hand gestures of course enhance your communication, you must be mindful of their scale and frequency in online settings. Using large or excessive hand movements is distracting as well as appears exaggerated on camera. In online settings, it's also very important to be aware of your background. Ensure your background is tidy and professional. Avoid a cluttered background since it can take attention away from your introduction. A clean, uncluttered background helps maintain focus on you and your message. Also, is it important to lean in when listening to others even in a virtual environment? Well, if you ask me, of course it is. When others are speaking, subtly lean forward to show attentiveness and engagement. This small adjustment can show interest and active listening even in a virtual environment. Also, try and match the energy level of the host. If the meeting host or facilitator sets a certain tone and energy level for the meeting, try and match that with your own body language. This creates a rapport and cohesion within the group. And last but not the least, practice active listening. Nod occasionally to show others that you're actively listening to their introductions. Use verbal cues such as yes, I see to acknowledge their points and maintain engagement. By paying attention to your body language during online introductions, you can effectively convey confidence, professionalism, and engagement even in virtual settings. Now let's talk presentation. While you know how to present yourself, your background is a whole other story. Being aware of your physical background is quite important to set the right perception of you. Your physical background in online settings plays a significant role in shaping the perception of your professionalism, personality, and attention to detail. Let's discuss some tips to optimize your physical background. It always begins with choosing a clean and tidy space. Ensure that the space behind you or the physical background around you is clutter-free and well organized. A clean and clutter-free background shows your professionalism and ensures that your audience is not distracted. Once you've chosen a clean and tidy space, consider background lighting as the next thing. Position yourself facing a source of natural or artificial light right in front of you so that your face is visible and well lit. Avoid sitting with a bright light source directly behind you as this can create a silhouette effect and make you appear shadowy. Once you've chosen a clean and tidy space and the lighting has been taken care of, make sure you also pay attention to the visual composition. Pay attention to the visual elements within your background such as wall decor, furniture or household items. Make sure that your visual background is appealing and reflects your sense of personal or professional style. And if you ask me, it's best to avoid busy and distracting backgrounds. Steer clear of backgrounds with busy patterns, bright colors, or moving objects, as they can be visually distracting and draw attention away from you. Opt for neutral or muted backgrounds instead, which complement your appearance. Also, create depth with distance. What I mean to say is, position yourself a few feet away from the background to create depth and add dimension to your video. This prevents you from blending into the background and adds visual interest to your video feed. I'd also like to talk to you about personalizing appropriately. While it's totally acceptable to personalize your background and add subtle touches that reflect your interests or personality, be mindful of maintaining a professional appearance. Avoid displaying overly personal items or controversial decor that could detract from your message. If you prefer, you can use the virtual backgrounds provided by your video conferencing platform for a more branded and polished appearance. However, be mindful of using the right background which is in sync with the context of your meeting. And it's always good to test beforehand. Conduct a test run to evaluate how your background appears on camera and make any necessary adjustments. Pay attention to details such as framing, lighting, and overall visual appeal to ensure a professional presentation. Also, minimize noise and distractions. Choose a quiet location for your online intros to minimize or totally avoid background noise and distractions. Inform your household members or colleagues beforehand about your meeting schedule to avoid interruptions during your presentation. And lastly, just like any other thing in life, maintaining consistency is important here as well. If you frequently participate in online sessions, meetings, or intros, consider establishing a designated space with a consistent background. This helps maintain a cohesive and professional image across different sessions. By carefully selecting and optimizing your physical background for online intros, you can create a professional and visually appealing impression that enhances your overall presentation. Moving on to the second part of this video. Are you also afraid of speaking to people on phone calls, and do you also prefer text messages and emails over phone calls? Well, I do as well. However, sometimes you just cannot escape that dreaded phone call. So let me share some of my tips with you to help you with conversations on phone. I have a pro tip for you to begin with. If you are the one making the call, always begin by confirming their name first and do this with absolute clarity and confidence. Hello, is this Varun? If you do this correctly, they will automatically think you are calling for something important. Then follow up with your introduction as soon as they confirm their identity. This is, insert your name here. I'm calling regarding, insert a brief reason for your call, or I'm calling from, insert the name of your organization or company and then continue. How are you? Of course, give them a brief moment to answer, and once they've answered, you can continue as follows. I hope I'm not catching you at a bad time. Would you have a moment to chat? And another important piece of advice, ensure you're in a quiet place when you're on a phone conversation. No one likes conversations where no one can be heard clearly. It can be quite annoying at times. Well, now let me give you some key points to remember when introducing yourself during phone conversations. The first one is clarity. Ensure that you speak clearly and enunciate your words so that the other person can understand you clearly. And the next point is conciseness. Keep your introduction brief and to the point. Avoid adding any unnecessary details which might confuse the listener. These first 2 points of clarity and consciousness are quite important since you don't have any verbal cues unlike online or in-person settings. Apart from this, professionalism is of utmost importance. Maintain a professional tone throughout the call, especially if it's a business or a formal call. Also, just adding to that, even though you want to appear professional, it's also important to be friendly and approachable to create a positive impression. And next comes purpose. If you're calling for a specific reason, mention the purpose of your call in your introduction. That goes a long way. 2 other things that play a key role in a successful phone call are active listening and adaptability. When you've introduced yourself on the phone call, be ready to actively listen to the other person and engage in the conversation accordingly. And this is where comes the question of adaptability. Be ready to adapt your introduction based on the response or context of the call. Now, I must have mentioned this time and again, but I cannot emphasize it enough. It's important to be confident to convey assurance and authority. And also always be respectful of the other person's time and schedule. It's a good practice to ask the other person if it's a convenient time to talk before proceeding with your conversation. And lastly, mention any follow-up actions or steps you'll be taking after the call to ensure transparency and clarity. By keeping all of the above points in mind, you'll be able to make a clear, effective, and professional introduction on a phone call. And I'm sure you'll ace it, so good luck with that. When introducing yourself on a phone call, it's so important to be clear and concise while also maintaining a tone of friendliness and professionalism. Now, to achieve all of that, here's a simple template that you can use. You can start in this manner. Hello, this is. Insert your name here. If you're calling for a specific purpose, you can continue as follows. I'm calling from. Insert the name of your company or institution if applicable over here and continue. Regarding, state a brief reason for the call. In case you're calling for a casual or introductory purpose or anything else, you might continue as follows. I am calling to, and then mention the reason for the call such as touch base, follow up, etc. Remember to speak clearly and confidently and be ready to engage in conversation or provide further information based on the response. So with this, I believe you are completely equipped to handle any online meeting or phone call with ease. Ensure that you practice these templates with an expert to get the pronunciation, speech clarity, and language correct. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. How can you make your hobbies sound more interesting? Well, hobbies exhibit your personality, and you want to make yourself seem as interesting as possible.